Hello, everyone. That is a good question. Why did Jake refer to himself in third person? I don't know why I did that. That's a great question. I guess I'm always worried because I've done this before. Like, I'm not logged in on my Twitch account or my YouTube account and I speak on it. So what I'll end up doing is I'll being like, hey, Jake will be back in a minute. That way, if it's my normal YouTube account, you guys aren't like, okay, this guy's saying it, so it must be accurate. But thank you guys for being here. They always do these in the middle of a work day, unfortunately, so we kind of have to humding it a little bit. But thank you for stopping by on YouTube. We are doing this on YouTube. Normally we just force everyone to watch on Twitch because Twitch had been causing itself issues where it's like, oh, you know, if you stream on Twitch, then you're not gonna, you know, it's just gonna crash constantly if you're also streaming on YouTube. And I was like, F it. The main people are on YouTube anyway. We're streaming on YouTube, and that has worked out. We have more people watching on YouTube than Twitch. So eat your heart out, Twitch. This is also the playlist that I have for us while we wait. These are non-copyrighted songs, but they go kind of hard. You tell me this does not get you hype? Oh, we can also load this. That should keep playing though. There it goes. So I don't know exactly how the drop is going to work. I think what will happen is we'll get a code at the end of the stream. I think is how it's going to work. I'm not entirely certain though, so please don't quote me on that yet. We'll see. I can turn this down a little bit. The music is a little too hype. A little too hype for the middle of the workday vibes. How is it going, everybody? Trying to see if I missed any of the messages. Oh, we got new crown crates today. I forgot about that. Is there a new farm too? What is this? Oh, it's like green. That's one way to teleport, isn't it? Yeah, the stream should be in yeah, 11 minutes. Oh, we got our free painting. Love to see that. What in the world is this? Who made this? Why? I have so many questions. And/or concerns. I mean, I know Vermina's whole thing is to be a little bit of a goober, but this is definitely it's definitely a vibe. I don't think I agree with this vibe, but it's definitely it's a vibe. Kind of like it. I could show the recall again. You're just like, I feel like that would really hurt your arms. I mean, you see how fast he just whoo, right into the air. Not for me, thank you. Oh, there's the arrival one. I've arrived. I'm here. Where are all those hands? Don't worry about that. The heck? You can literally... What? What? What in the world? You can still hold the personality? I don't know what to think about this. Did you guys ever use this? What's for dinner, they ask. Your response, you. What is my expectations for update 48? Probably it'll be a combination of the new zone, them talking about vengeance, and then other like quality of life changes. I don't think that they're gonna start going into like next year's stuff. I do know that they're working on crossplay because they've now discussed it twice, but I highly doubt they're going to talk about it now. So I don't know. I guess we'll kind of see what they say, you know? Because this is update Q. This is a Q4 update. Q4 updates are not usually known for being super big. I would equate this to like when we had like Northern Elsewhere and then Southern Elsewhere. It was like, okay, you know? Continuation of that concept. I'm just waiting to see if this stream gets copyright claim for this dope music. I'm gonna actually make sure I put in my stream that I'm using music by Carl Casey. I think that will help prevent the gods of copyright claim kill me. Boom. Should save me. No, I believe we're gonna get a code at the end, but I'm not sure. If it is a drop, then obviously I'll tell you. I will tell you, don't worry. Solstice Part 2 is gonna, I mean, we know it's Solstice Part 2 because the second half of the map's gonna be open. So we know that that's where we're going, you know what I mean? Anything else decent? It's ironic because I logged in earlier to make my YouTube video and I didn't see any of this. I must have logged in before it flipped. I just had my crowns refreshed too for my yearly ESO sub. This, by the way, highly underrated. I'm almost tempted to make a do this now type video because the Nazare shoulders, I don't know how to pronounce it. I know you guys know I don't know how to pronounce it, but it goes kind of hard when it comes to its value. Where's the, hang on. Where are the hooligans over here? There they are. I don't actually use Mournhold to go to the Undaunted Way Shrine, or the Undaunted, so bear with me. I'm always like, which part of the city exits are they at? Because the shoulder for this bad boy is actually really valuable. Do I think they'll add more companions? I'm sure eventually they will. Kind of like classes. I'm sure they'll add more classes, but I don't know in what like order of importance that is. All right, where is Urgalak? Ooh. Yeah, I mean, you guys see the value of this bad boy? I mean, look at this. It's almost $1 million for a shoulder on console. Is kind of nutty. We also, now that we're done recording that video, we can sell all our baked apples and stuff. You can get rid of all this crap. All right, so there is that. There should be starting soon-ish. So this is just kind of like a, let's see, what other stuff's going on that's important to us. We have the new crown crates. We looked at that. 20 days left on the campaign, so we got plenty of time left for campaigns. Have I done the campaign yet on this character? I've not. I've been experimenting quite a lot on this character. Obviously, it doesn't have buff food active, so the stats are a little bit wonky, but it's my sniper build that I've been fine-tuning, and by fine-tuning, I have been changing the sets constantly, going, what's better? So that's what I mean by fine-tuning. I mean suffering is really what it is. Because I'm like, I don't know if I like this, I don't know if I like that, and I would do it like, I would try to do a mixture of Cyrodiil testing and Battlegrounds testing, which I think is really the way to do it. I think I'm happy with its current results. Obviously it needs buff food. I think the buff food's in here. Sometimes I think I'm smart and I use those little boxes to put my consumables in, but it doesn't always look good. There it is. I can check here in a moment. I'm just gonna buff myself so you guys can see my actual stats. I think we have it set on this character. You know, we got Valandrone and we got Fort Ash. That's all you need. Ash and a dream. You know what I mean? Let's see the scoring though. Ooh, the Ash dream is not panning out very well. Not going great with just Fort Ash, but it's all right. Plenty of time to fix that. Plenty of time to turn that around. All right. Let us switch to Twitch. I just hit Spotify. It's fine. We're at the. Oh, no, we didn't. The mute Spotify. Sorry, Carl Casey. I love your music. All right. Bethesda. Not Bethesda Pinball. All right, it'll come up in the Elder Scrolls category once they've actually start up. Now they pop up. All right, well, I imagine it would be on this account. This one? I think it'll be here. Are there new skill styles in the crown, so we can flip flop. The drop I think is going to be a pet, but I don't think it's active yet, and I'm pretty sure it's a code. Not an actual pet. Is there new skill styles? Is it a crown crate skill style, or is it like... There it is. What is it? Defensive posture. I mean, that does look pretty cool, but... What's this one? Oh, flurry. That's okay. You know. See myself using that. Maybe? This is hilarious. Using skeevers to pick up the stuff. I do like that. This is a cool emote too, because this feels more like a memento, so that's kind of sick. A lot of Perrite going on here. A lot of Perrite theme. Is that little siege weapon thing from Oblivion? That is a mouth. My goodness. Huh. What a cool looking mask. I wouldn't, not the vibe I really go for, but I kind of like that style for 16 points. The shoulders like, Bethesda's now live. Thank you. Is it Bethesda, the normal one? Just like Rascal Bethesda? Generic John Bethesda? It is generic John Bethesda. All right. I will also double check to see if there's a Twitch drop on this, so that way I can advocate if it's actually worth watching me or if it's worth watching them. I will not be offended if you leave. Do not worry. Let me know how the volume is. Turning it up because their ads are really low, but I don't know how their normal not ad self is gonna sound, so bear with me. All right, I will check for you if there's a drop on this or if it's gonna be a code at the end. Well, that's not the main. I just clicked on Skinny Cheeks's. It's the wrong one. I don't even see Bethesda in the category. Where's Bethesda? Are they not at the top of the category? My goodness. Bethesda's not even high up in the category yet, so I've gotta go search them. There they are. Oh, there is a crown crate. Hang on, let me see what you have to do for this. Well, you have to watch Bethesda's own channel. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Nope, there's no point in watching me. But go watch. If you're on Twitch, you can watch Bethesda's version. So there's no benefit to watching me, unfortunately. Yeah, you go. Yeah, we'll talk about it afterwards. Like, don't you worry. Well, thank you. You got obviously feel free to watch me. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but like, I'll be here when you're done. Also, you know. It's so quiet. Like, oh, it's just silent-ish music at the start. All right. My hopes are that the update 48 has cool. I don't know. What do I want? It's a good. Asking yourself what you want is a very hard question. Thank you, Ryan. I just like good quality of life changes, right? Like changes that they made to writs. Great. The changes that they made to surveys, great. Like, yes, I would love the new zone, which is obviously going to be like Eastern Solstice to be good. Like, I definitely want that. But to me, the biggest thing is quality of life changes. So I don't know, like, what they could change. Like, there's nothing to me that says, you know, hey, you know, what is, you know, like what quality of life change would obviously I want crossplay, but I don't think that that's going to be like happening like right meow. I think that's probably going to be more of like a future thing, unfortunately. So I am just kind of thinking, you know, like things that make quality of life easier. Maybe some buffs to certain classes would be nice. I don't know if they're going to go into that, though. I'm sure because like buffs to classes, I feel like are usually done like in the specific patch notes more so than anything else, which is fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just I feel like you don't usually hear about set changes versus anything else. Maybe an expansion on certain systems. New companions are always cool. Not even because I want to use them, just because I know I can sell companion gear. I always love that. Oh, here we go. If it's not loud enough, let me know.
What's going on, everyone? Happy Thursday. Hello. Thank you so much for joining.
Feels like a Friday, doesn't it?
Feels like a Friday.
It is Thursday, my dudes.
Last week too. Remember, I think didn't we have off on Monday or something, and then it was like Tuesday felt like Monday, and Wednesday felt like Tuesday, and like it was just this big like mishmash of you don't know what day it is. It's like somebody just tell me if I have to go to work
starting.
Or not. Oh my gosh, school starting. Chat, I don't know how you all are handling, but like between school starting and
I would love to see a buff to pure unsubclassed characters, by the way. I would love that. I don't know how they would do that, like a flat buff, give them a buff they don't normally have access to, but I love that idea.
It is.
Oh my god. My daughter loves capybaras. Can I actually tell you, right before the stream started, I got like, I don't know, my 500th Amazon delivery. And it was her Halloween costume. I'm starting early this year because like
being prices, a capybara.
It's a inflatable ride-on capybara. So it's like one of those inflatable costumes and it looks like you're riding on top of it. It is the cutest thing. I love it. And I will say, for anyone who has to do Halloween costumes,
capybaras are pretty underrated in the animal kingdom.
Let's jack up the prices in October because when I looked, I was like, this is actually really cheap. So
they probably
do it now, right? Who said, wasn't that
no. Somebody's kid already caught something, isn't?
That's what happens. Like you're outside all summer and then suddenly you go back to school, like enclosed in these four walls and you just start catching everything.
Every time.
I get it.
All right. Well, hey, do we want to get started?
I would love a capybara mount.
And they're in the game.
They're big enough. So when we were on vacation over the summer, we went to some.
Fun fact, this is actually true, the point that she made about the capybara costumes in Halloween. If you need winter gear, buy it now, ladies and gentlemen. If you need like winter jackets, gloves, you could buy it now on Amazon, Walmart, Target. It will be significantly cheaper than if you buy it when winter actually starts. And then when winter starts, buy your summer clothes.
Horrible, and they like wiggle their.
You know me, the economic ESO YouTuber here to tell you about all the investments to make in the real world. Get those gloves.
If you are not noticing Twitch drops on, go ahead and try refreshing the stream. That is okay. So that little patch, does it say patch? Yeah, patch notes seagull. I got this from somebody at the ESO Tavern this past summer. Kevin got one also. And if you've seen the meme on the forums about like patch notes, like little seagulls bouncing up, that's what that is. So of course he's got to hang out with me right here.
Perfect.
I'm surprised it doesn't say Natch Boats. That would have been funny too.
Yes. I thought it did at first.
You know what? We can always maybe like scratch it out and put that in there. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, there's been a lot of change lately, like within our leadership group and just kind of all over the place. So in case you missed some of the news, we do have some new folks in leadership positions. We have Joe Burba, who is our studio head. Joe actually put out an article on the website, I want to say maybe a month or so ago, just kind of introducing himself and talking a little bit about his history and where he's been. We have Nick Giacomini, who is ESO's game director. Rich has moved into more of a studio role, so he's still around, but Nick is kind of focusing solely on ESO. He was actually at Gamescom a few weeks ago and did a stream with Rich and Kai. So if you...
It was such a good stream.
It was a really good stream. Yeah, if anybody missed it, definitely go back into our VODs and check it out because it was a really good interview that he did. We also have Susan Kath, our executive producer, who was not at Gamescom. She was at the Tavern, and we did an interview with her. QuakeCon. Yes, but not on the stream.
No,
right?
No, just at the meetup.
Oh my gosh, it's been a lot. This is my poor brain. Like these people were here doing this thing over here. I know. It's like that math.
There's a lot of changes inside the leadership structure. Also, you can see the Undaunted Celebration event down there at the bottom, 18th through the 30th, big ESO event.
out during this stream. We have all 3 of them on today.
Mhm.
And then lastly, we did have a Reddit AMA on the ESO subreddit 2 days ago, I believe. We had our whole new leadership group on there just answering a whole bunch of questions. So if you missed that, you can head to the ESO subreddit. The link should still be there if you kind of
I admittedly haven't read that. We could look at it afterwards, though. Apparently, people are saying stuff was teased there, so we'll look at it.
should come up because I think it got unstickied now. Yeah, lot happening.
And then Writhing Wall. So we know you all have heard about the Writhing Wall event. You have a lot of questions. The start date is October 13th. This is an event that is open to everyone. We are going to have a dedicated stream for it in the next few weeks to go through all the details because we know you have a lot of questions about it. But in short, it is a new type of event. It's a server-wide event. You want to join it to be a part of ESO history. The servers will progress through the event at their own pace, and it kind of depends on your server community's participation. If you have the content pass, you can participate in the event content that is going to be in the Solstice zone. If you don't have content pass, there is still event stuff that you can do outside of the Solstice zone. So there will be 3 phases with unique rewards, and there will be a golden pursuit going alongside and themed around the event as well. And then the whole point of this is to band together as your server community, do stuff to...
Important to note, because they had said that they're still talking about some of the other details, but you can contribute even if you don't have the content pass. There'll be things going on in that zone and outside the zone as well.
Come October.
Yeah, and just so it's clear, unless you actually complete and break down the Writhing Wall, you're not getting into Eastern Solstice. Like, you got to do that part. So that's what it makes this fun, is like you really do have to work together to make sure that you get it done. We're going to have like a whole website dedicated to showing the progress bar for all the different servers, which is going to be pretty cool. So that way you can see who's ahead and who maybe needs a little bit of help. Maybe you have an alt that you can hop over on, but yeah, as just said,
someone
like,
saying, please don't rig the event, make us suffer. Okay.
That's so funny. I was saying the same thing. I'm like, I would actually kind of like to see a server like, oh man, you guys, come on, get it together, you know? I think that would be funny, but I'm also kind of a troll. So in addition to everything going on in game, we are going to have some really cool Twitch traps when Writhing Wall begins on October 13th. The first item you're going to be able to get is this Auroran Warhorse mount. Auroran is a hard word to say. It's like rural. Whoever puts R's and vowels together. I swear.
Love
so
a
we're
horse
gonna
drop.
have this mount and then also a little matching pet that you can get through.
I love drops that are not just Ouroboros crown crates, because that's just 4 or 5 crown gems.
Just that we're going to have another stream sometime in the coming weeks. We're still trying to figure out a good date, but we'll go through some details so everyone kind of knows what to expect and just get excited for this because it is going to be really cool. A couple last things before we hop over to our preview. PTS for update 48. So everything that we're talking about today is going to be on Monday. So be ready. You're going to be able to check out Eastern Solstice, a little bit of Writhing Wall, some other really cool stuff that we're going to talk about today. We are also having 2 incremental patches next week. PC is going to be on Monday also, and then console is going to be on Wednesday. One of the things that is going to be fixed in the incremental patch is a fix for that Guild Trader issue that we had, where we had to turn off all of guild history. So that will be turning back on next week with the patches. Just so you all know.
Very helpful.
We know it's been pretty inconvenient, but thank you. It's kind of like making the best out of a bad situation. We kind of did what we could here. Alrighty. Shall we bring in Jason and Finn to talk a little bit about some of the new stuff? Here they are.
Oh,
waiting in the wings. Just say nah.
Yeah,
Nah,
it took forever.
Who are these guys?
Yeah, so Jason and Finn have both been on stream in the past numerous times. But this is the first time
But
they
never
have been
together.
never together,
That's
and
true. You're right.
Never?
I don't think they have.
Yeah,
No, not in the same
It's
stream.
It's like
It was-
chocolate and peanut butter, man. Two great tastes
Yeah.
taste great
Man.
together.
There's too much chaos. Speaking
Which
of, I'm
one's
gonna
the
spit
peanut
coffee
butter?
up, so see, I'm already. I don't like peanut
mean-
butter, so
I'll be peanut butter.
there you go.
Who doesn't like peanut
Shake and
butter?
bake.
He also doesn't like mint and
So the guild history issue that they are referencing is that you at one point could see how much your guild was bidding, even though you're not supposed to be able to see that knowledge because that's like deep insider trading knowledge that was being given away. So that was a pretty big issue. So it was basically just like, hey, nobody could see guild history for a little bit. While they're still doing introductions, Jason is probably one of the coolest ESO staff members that works at ZOS that really never gets in the spotlight. Having talked to him, he is so knowledgeable on the economy, quest rewards, design, combat. He just knows so much that it's very impressive, his knowledge of all these systems in the game.
Patty all day.
You'd get Natch votes earlier. You'd get
It also helps that he designed Somerset, which is my favorite expansion in ESO.
Or like, I don't know, Andy's mints. Like those are really good. You're not into it?
Yeah.
No, Kit Kats. I'm a Kit Kat guy.
Yeah,
By the
so
way, this is
basic.
all that update 48 is about. By the way, everyone.
This is their
Just-
new role. Is
Yeah,
just
this is-
talking
by the
about
way,
candy.
yeah,
Yeah.
You're going
The
over
writhing
yeah.
candy wall.
Yes,
The writhing
really.
candy wall.
Sounds like a
End up at the
dream.
chocolate factory.
Okay,
That's
so yeah,
not-
this
it's
is
like a nightmare.
Finn. Get it together.
I would've wanted- I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
This is
So
why we don't
Jay
have you
Hart
two
says, how
together.
Finn,
Yeah, this is true.
Finn.
This is true. Yeah.
Jay Hart
Yeah.
says, how did Finn's face grow back?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
It's like it doesn't. Well, he means that when I shaved.
Yeah.
From
I know.
QuakeCon. Yeah. So it doesn't take long. That's it. I was within a week. I was like.
Kevin too. Yeah.
He was
Jinx.
like right back
Yeah.
within a few days.
Yeah. For anybody who missed it during QuakeCon, we raised quite a lot of money for Dallas Pets Alive, and one of the goals was to shave Finn's face, and I had the pleasure of taking a razor to Finn's face, which I'm sure he loved.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. It
that
was
was
great.
fun.
It was great. I had to finish it though because it was a bit patchy.
I got scared. Like it. I don't know.
Yeah, it was all
Not
good.
a face shaving regular. Anyway, let's move on. Jason and Finn both been on stream, never together, but they also both have these new roles on the ESO team. So I just wanted to kind of give them a chance to talk a little bit about what these new roles are and like the types of things you're responsible for and anything different that you'll be doing, or maybe even some similar things. Jason, you want to go first?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of new stuff. For anyone just really quick who doesn't know me, because I know more people are familiar with Finn, I've been with the company forever, 17 years, quest designers only, and all that. So I'm actually in charge of content now alongside Finn, who will describe his title, and Bill Slavasek, who continues to be our project narrative director. Basically, he's the story guy. And all three of us are kind of looking at the vision of the content going forward, what we can do to shake things up in the game, just how we can get things exciting and try some new stuff and break away from the mold that I think we've all been used to. But
Not a whole lot yet, Justin. Jason is just going over his role at the agency, and I will tell you that Jason is definitely in when it comes to having deep intrinsic knowledge. I mean, him and I even had a conversation about the Mage's Guild quest where you can pick between skill points or saving somebody. So, I mean, he has such a deep knowledge. He designed some of the most popular zones like Somerset and the new systems that went in there that included like the Sigil Order, jewelry crafting. So very excited to see what his ideas were. He even was mentioning to the outcomes that you get when you talk to NPCs and use different versions, like different quest outcomes. So very curious to see what they cook up in the future.
I'm excited to see what you all come up with.
yeah, me too. And I'm waiting for more When Can I Smooch Razumdar, because that was a bunch of the AMA questions.
I saw
a
that.
lot of that in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Finn, are you still going to be torturing people with Dungeons and Trials?
Yeah. So for my role, it's a lot of the stuff that I was doing before. I'm still in charge of the dungeons team, still in charge of the overland encounter teams, and I think that largely what it comes down to is just having kind of a, for lack of a better word, a louder voice in kind of the direction of
I
content,
don't
which I
think
know
that's
some people,
possible.
anybody that knows me is like, yeah, right. I don't need a louder voice, but more of a figurative, louder voice in kind of directing kind of where content is, and yeah.
Finn is also very quiet. That's not on me. That's on him.
Some initial meetings about talking about stuff, and we've got some great stuff planned. We put together long-term idea boards and all this other stuff, and one thing I do want to call out is something that we've been charged with from studio leadership too, is to as much as we want to tackle some of the long-standing things and stuff, but it's also to listen to player feedback and to kind of like use that as a part of a guiding hand in kind of what we do and where we go and stuff too. So keep that feedback coming and stuff, and it's gonna help shape where ESCO goes in the future.
Agreed.
Most excellent.
And yeah, and we know
5 baddies on stream at the same time.
we will be showing it soonish and talking more about and actually showing examples. So, yeah, we're excited.
Yep, super excited.
Finn, are you able to move your mic a little closer to your face?
You're not loud enough.
I'm not loud enough.
Heard that.
You're actually not loud
right?
enough
What's
for
that?
once. Yeah.
You can
It was
turn me up
dropping
in
out a little
Discord or
bit in
something.
volume.
Yeah, I can.
Oh.
I can turn it up also.
Don't turn them up too much.
Sorry about
I'm
that.
not going to.
Sorry about that.
I mean,
I can always talk louder too. That's always the thing.
I actually have him already bumped up pretty far.
Okay.
So yeah, just
Sorry.
eat your mic a little more.
Man.
Yeah, right. That's weird. That okay.
Well, in any
I'll
event,
talk louder.
That's odd, yeah.
for better or worse.
Right.
Oh, you know
Exactly.
what? Here, I can bump this up too. There we go.
Bump us up.
Is
There
that better?
you go. Hopefully.
Pump it up.
There. Bump it up.
Yeah, you're
Bump it up.
in the red now, so I think it should be better.
That's my normal volume. It's my Irish whisper.
Yeah, I was gonna say it goes
it's
from
exactly
red
what
to
that is.
extreme red.
Yeah.
All right, so one of the things that
one
we
goes
wanted
to
to
a
do
left.
today was just give a preview of the new zone. This is going to be on PTS on Monday. It's coming in update 48. This is Eastern Solstice. Where is my...
Indeed.
Yeah.
There we are.
Tacos are better than nachos, depending on the type of tacos.
If it's a soft
Ooh.
taco, I would say.
Man, why are you
Yeah.
throwing? Why are we
Yeah.
throwing these wrenches into our plans here? This wasn't what we were supposed to talk about. Jay.
Alright, I thought we were just doing like chat surveys.
All right.
So, Jason, I know we were talking a little bit about this the other day, but in order to get into Eastern Solstice, which is the new zone, players are going to have to break through the writhing wall. So,
That is correct.
are you going to show any of that, or do you want it to be a surprise? I know it is going to be on PTS to some extent.
We might save a little peek at the end of that. There might be a couple cool things we show off without giving too much away. I'm trying to be better because I know every time I do this, I'm like, no spoilers, and I'm like, all right, let me tell you what happens, everyone.
Yeah.
So
This is who does.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
we
trying to be
we
better.
We could kind of loosely talk about, like, there's the on PTS people have talked, have seen kind of the some of the starts of this, but it's as you mentioned earlier, Gene, it's a 3-stage thing, and right before we get to the writhing wall.
So for those of you who need caught up to speed, 3 phases. Starts October 13th. Then those phases are player based on progress made on your server. So Xbox NA, Xbox EU, PC NA, PCU, PlayStation, etc., etc. Your progress is then calculated based on doing things in Solstice, but you can also contribute outside of Solstice in normal zones as well. So you don't have to have the content pass to also contribute and get rewards.
Yeah. I'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything will be talked about in a moment.
Right. Yes. In a moment.
Yeah. So
Patience.
let's set the scene here.
Set the stage,
We have done amazing things. The servers have come together, kicked massive amount of butt-a-kiss, or whatever you want to say that's appropriate for stream, and You have breached the wall. But that's not where it ends. No,
No,
no.
it is not.
There is more to it.
This is
For you,
the Writhing Fortress.
it's writhing.
Cool
It's
visuals.
Writhing,
fortress.
the
Writhing.
fortress.
It's a fortress.
So
Those are all like
to talk,
skulls, right? In the sky?
Maybe. Maybe.
That's
to
cool.
talk a little bit about this.
How's it going, Joey?
Spoilers here, but just to set the scene for this is once you reach this point, this is the Writhing Fortress. This is a pseudo kind of instance that's kind of public. It's a little bit like a public dungeon, a little bit like an instance, but you have to do several things in here in order to do the final act in order to break through the wall. And this is again bringing the server together to kind of a culminating fight or.
Bro, imagine if you're asleep during this fight though. Like you like watch a recap of it on a live stream. Like so it's like it all culminates into this big CGI. It's literally got a sky beam. It's like we're in a Marvel movie. But imagine you're asleep. Like what if this occurs on like a Tuesday, at like 6 a.m.
Fantastic job.
Yes, yes.
So and I think that we're not going to go too far into here because part of this is one of the things I like to talk about this one is also there's not a ton of hand holding in here. So part of this is going to be contrary to kind of some of the content we've done before. Part of this is going to be people figuring it out. You can get a lot of people in here. It's not a 4-person instance or 12-person. It's just a lot of people that can get in here. And you guys are going to kind of need to work together to figure out how to break through and how to break the wall down.
Yep. And I'll give you one more quick
It's cool that you can have tons of people in that instance. I'm curious how many. I mean, are they going to let us have like dozens and dozens of people in here? Like, what are the bosses going to have?
There was all these cool giant monsters, and they're like, that would be really cool to fight giant monsters and stuff.
Yes,
and,
it
would. Maybe it would be kind of cool. And oh, hey, what's that over there?
There
that sure
is
a big monster.
Oh my god!
I wonder what'll happen. I'll probably just play a game of Tales of Tribute with him.
I think it's rock paper scissors.
Just a little bit. Yeah, so there's going to be some fun surprises here. Some exciting things that are happening throughout. Also, yes, I apologize if you did hear the Slack message.
How's it going, Tally?
Don't message me on Slack.
I think between the both of us, because I forgot to pause mine too. So yeah, whoops. I know all of chat is like.
That guy looks like the final boss of the Kjolnir. The one for that style mask comes from the Kjolnir man. I forget which dungeon that is. Somebody will tell me.
Or the Alexa commercials. Yeah.
All right. That is a cool boss though.
That's
everybody's really excited to chat
that. Yeah. What you do here and how you. Yeah. Well, we're leaving a lot for people to figure out.
We want people to figure it out. Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead and hop back over to what's on the other side of the wall. So I know some people had questions about, hey, this is a pretty cool mount. I agree. You can earn this mount in game.
Love earnable mounts in the game. Love that.
You'll need to complete a lot of things on Western and Eastern Solstice to get it, but it is earnable in game. Awesome. And it's pretty cool. I've named him Fluffy. That seems appropriate.
Clearly.
Yes.
Mine is named Blueberry.
I like that.
That's cute.
Oh, I thought at first the tail was part of the mount, but that's you.
That's me. That's me.
Actually, he has a longer tail than the mount.
Yeah, right.
I do.
Tail envy.
A
little bit of tail envy from the Khajiit. Yeah.
I spend half the time trying to look at a mount, but all right.
I do want to call out that Jason obviously on his Khajiit did posterior dimensions all the way max.
That's true
because that does affect the tail length there.
Yes.
All I'm gonna say. Which I think that we should just start that when you character create all the way max because that's where everybody puts it anyways. But
that's true. That is very true. All right, let's go explore Eastern Solstice a little bit.
Take a little tour.
So
yeah,
we'll take a little tour. I am using cheat commands because this is our server and I'm allowed to do that. So if you're like, wow, how is he so stealthy? It's just because I know what I'm doing.
Commands.
So Jason, you're just going to be doing like a little walking tour. You're not going to get into too much story stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid stories. Like, there's gonna be some spoiler-ish things just because, I mean, hey, look, that's interesting. Like, what's going on over into the eastern side of Solstice?
Yeah, but you're not gonna like
Strange.
explain it.
Well, I mean, there's gonna be things we see that you can kind of figure it out. But yeah, Eastern Solstice is
You'll do your
definitely in
best.
a much more grave and dire situation than Western Solstice.
That's obviously a cotton candy maker,
Yes.
right?
Speaking of the candy
Obviously,
house, yeah, yeah.
yeah, the candy writing wall. Yeah, that's how you got it.
Sugar float, I see your comment in chat. Stay tuned.
Sugar float.
Keep going.
That fits with the
I-
cotton candy maker. Look at that.
So I know people are also eager
Look
to
at the
see
map.
kind of the map.
Like a
I've tried to
swampy
hide
area.
as much as possible. Again, to avoid spoilers. But you know, earlier in the zone.
I don't know off the top of my head how much ESO Plus is. I think it's because I buy it yearly. I think it's like $10 or $12 a month. You can't easily earn ESO Plus, but people will sell you DLCs for gold because people will sell crowns for gold. So you could do that. But as far as like ESO Plus that gives you all of the previous DLCs, you can't trade that in the same way that you can in like RuneScape. But you can buy previous DLCs from players or current DLCs from players, depending on, you know, if you have enough gold.
If you want to do the main story, however, you will need to continue it from the western side of the zone. It's all continuous. It's not like two separate things. It picks right up from where the main story has left off.
So if you want to continue the story in Eastern Solstice, you have to have previously completed the other Solstice zone. Important to note, because not all storylines work like that.
Altmer pieces of architecture, just like in Western Solstice. There's some lore and story about them coming over to the eastern side. Though I will say on the eastern side, we're going to learn a lot more about the group known as the Stone Nest Argonians, which were these kind of ancient Argonians.
Yeah, no problem, FAA.
In our fight against the worm cult, and I'm just going to leave that there. Along with everything else that we usually do, you know, we'll have our delves and our. I just want to go mount swimming. Sorry, I'm so happy that we have this in game now.
Live.
So,
Yeah.
But oh look, wow, that's weird, man. What is going on over in Eastern Solstice here?
What's the deal?
Yeah, that's strange.
What's
that
the
looks
deal with
looks
that?
very cold,
What's the
harbory.
deal?
Yeah, that's strange. Could there possibly be a reverse plane meld happening over here?
Well, damn.
I mean, I don't know. That would sure would.
A reverse plane meld. The Uno reverse.
Kind of interesting things going on this.
Thank you. Really follow Nerdy TT.
As you navigate, you'll discover more of the story. One of the kind of fun things we did is we've put an effort to put a little bit more just kind of quests you find out in the wilderness that aren't tied to any one location. So you'll find what we call kind of our independent content that's just kind of stationed on its own. So you'll find a lot of those, as well as in addition to all the other things that you normally find, delves and all that. And speaking of some of the cool stuff here, let's go visit one of our first world bosses. Oh, what's up, dude? It's
Woozy.
Woozy. Woo woo. I'll just call him that.
Woo!
It's the Ric Flair world boss.
This boss actually has a couple cool mechanics. I could let Finn touch on those if he wants to spoil.
I'm not
anything.
going to talk about it. No, you're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna hit him. I'm just gonna point and laugh at him and
Like
let
he's
him
just having
enjoy
a
his
picnic.
meal.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
minding
You
his own
can point out
business.
that he is a soul-shriven.
That is true.
He is a soul-shriven Argonian behemoth. So if you look, so he's a little bit different than our normal. You see the kind of like almost blind-looking eyes and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's a little bit different.
But he's a nice guy. So as we move on to the side, there's a couple other fun things that I want to call out just in general because obviously there's some stuff going on with a lot of Cold Harbor merging into this. That also means we may see some more familiar faces showing up, as far as people that we might have seen in Cold Harbor or in other various places. I'm not going to spoil anything specific, but I will go talk to a
As I
friend
run
over.
direct.
Cadwell?
Yeah, exactly. We'll go say hi. There's a little fun quest chain here that involves some people from Cold Harbor. We'll give a little peek for the people who played it may know what it's talking about. Also, we're get to meet our best boy Siraj here,
No.
who is adorable. The animation team and everyone who worked on him is amazing.
How many polygons are in this cat's face?
The ship, the Bonnie Spriggan, and just
It's the hat. It's the hat.
it's
that
the
sells
hat.
it.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, I
hat.
know.
The hat really sells it. Yeah,
it's really,
everyone's
Just
like,
wanna pat
I
him on
don't
the
care
head.
what you need. Can I have
Yeah,
you
yeah.
as a pet? That is
Coming to a
that is
spirit Halloween to you soon.
it's a tiny little hat. I kept trying to give the hat to the tiger, but the bird kept stealing it. For anyone who
Yeah.
gets that reference.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm waiting to see if anyone actually got that or not. But so yeah, so that's kind of a callback. There's a bunch of callbacks. The other kind of cool thing that we really focused on was a lot of the quests this go around. I should probably run while I'm talking because this is a tour. One of the things that we really wanted to emphasize was just more choice, more ways of kind of affecting the quest itself and changing the outcomes and even failing in certain cases. We really wanted the player to not feel like they're just going along a linear path for every single thing. So you're going to see a lot more of the quests, even between like the objectives and some of the quests you find out in the open, where you're going to have a lot more player interaction, a lot more things that you can just do in general to kind of, like I said, shape the quest itself. And this even goes into the main quest, especially the ending. And I'm not going to give any spoilers about that, but I'm very excited to see how people react. It's a little lot different than how we've ended things before. And
Trying new
yeah,
things, right?
yep,
I'm sure.
exactly.
I think multiple endings? Is that what they're implying? There's like multiple story endings you can get in this zone?
Get the resources. What are you doing? You're running by
Yeah.
the resources.
Yeah,
Running by all
exactly.
food.
Where's all the resources? Yeah.
Oh my
Nope,
gosh.
sorry. I am the chicken tender dance time of power on the server, and I have all the resources already.
How many years ago
Um,
was that? The chicken tender.
Yeah, I'm
thing?
bringing them back. I am bringing them
Yeah.
back. This is from now on. Anytime I stream, I will be using chicken tender dance time. All right. Oh, I did want to actually make a pit stop here really quick at one of our dells. Again, try not to spoil anything, but I do want to show off some of the kind of like new cool features that we have, or not features, but just kind of the art style and just the talent of the team in general. You know, everyone from our
Thank you, Jim.
artists, our encounter designers, like they put so much work into this stuff, and it just ends up being such a cool,
That looks really cool.
experience.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's so
it's such a
awesome.
cool
How is that a
tile
delve?
space.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so this is one of
How
our
is that a
delves.
delve?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just is.
Coming to a
You know.
screenshot near you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but this is one of the cool like just moments that you just randomly kind of run across. And this is, to give a little background, this is an ancient Argonian stone village that was actually underneath in this cave system, and the plane melt kind of smashed its way through, and you kind of see the effects of the rocks and everything getting just like destroying what was there, and the Cold Harbor kind of taken over. So very cool. Just everything. Like
Yeah,
that's
right?
the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep it super light.
I'm loving
But
all
yeah,
these load screens.
Thank you,
too.
Team ESO.
Really, really nice.
I drew that. I didn't.
No, you didn't.
In one night.
didn't
Yeah.
draw that.
Did not. Yeah, did
Didn't draw
not.
that. I've
You
drawn
could give
stuff.
Jason 100 years and he wouldn't draw.
Yeah,
that.
and I wouldn't have that. Yeah, I could draw you treasure maps all day.
That's true.
But yeah, as we were talking about, as Cold Harbor is kind of merging, that's not stuff is falling out of Cold Harbor as well, and kind of I almost said wormholes, but they're basically pulling stuff out of other planes. Yeah.
It's actually one of the tenets we had for like this whole year. One of the things that we wanted to do was to pay off, our past as well as kind of all the stuff that we've learned. So it harkens back to kind of the original story and the plane meld and all that other stuff. So we wanted to kind of tell that as we told both of these stories, kind of an extension of that original story and pay off for people that have played that before.
Yep. Lots of payoffs.
Lots of payoffs.
Lots of payoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, that's actually one of the things I wanted to touch on. Was in 46, there's definitely some things that we called out as far as like references to things that you did in the past, and just reminding your character of if you did the main story or other things. We did it, we're happy with it, but with 48, we looked at it and we said that wasn't enough. We need to go harder on that. So with update 48 in the Eastern Solstice side, there's a ton of callbacks if you've played previous content, from characters you meet to events you've done, to if you participate in the main story, like things that will change how the quest actually, the outcome of the quest, to like different flavor options.
I wonder if the outcome of the quest changing will also affect the rewards, because notoriously, if you do a split decision quest, the rewards are slightly different, sometimes vastly different. I'm curious if they'll go down that route of like, hey, if you guys completed a bunch of the stuff already, you get a bonus reward.
Reference to the main story, there's actually something that can give you one of multiple endings of a certain thing. So yeah, we really want to push that hard
and they convert multiple endings.
The world bosses, because I purposefully hid I hid the map icon so no one would get spoiled.
Well, one of to call out one of these things is you're going to see a new world boss. You're actually going to first see it in Eastern Solstice as part of the event, and then after you kind of broken through the wall and come over here, you get to see that world boss in its natural habitat, I guess is the or where it's going to be for the final part of it.
Close your eyes really quick if you don't want a spoiler. I'm about to run by a quick character that we haven't seen in a while. Hey, what's up? How you doing? All right, you can open them again.
Close your eyes.
Just close your eyes.
Just close your eyes.
Just listen.
Everybody's like,
yeah, then you peek because it's like, I kind of want to see.
I kind of want to see, but I don't want to see.
Yeah. Welcome to our live stream where you just close your eyes and don't look at anything. So...
Hey, welcome to the live stream. Close your eyes if you don't want to see spoilers.
Yeah. Other things kind of want to call it too is, again, trying some new fun things with the quest content. Here's an area, without getting into specifics, that is actually all about infiltration and like going undercover and going behind the scenes to determine how things unfold, and having to choose to side with a very familiar face or
stealth missions,
newcomer that we've never met before. So again, we want to experiment with a lot. We were really happy with Western Solstice, especially the objectives like Coralania Manor that the team did, which was awesome, and then just the fair and Broken Light Temple, like all the objectives, we start kind of pushing that, and we are continuing to do more and more stuff, trying new types of.
I actually like when the ESO stealth modes are not optional, because I feel like it's like a brand new flavor to like the MMO archetype, having those stealth heists and pickpocket missions.
Let me see over here, because this guy is awesome.
The new model that you and Finn were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's hiding over here. He's a big guy too, so it's not.
I think you've seen it before. You just haven't seen it as a world boss before.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the
There we
Maldrith,
go.
right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Because Bill and his team like to torture me. This is
I don't think anything's wrong with stealth. I love it.
Gish sword.
at the
Yeah,
Ziv
Zevalek, ritual
Zivalek
site.
ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Gesundheit.
Someone-
Gesundheit,
yeah,
Jason.
exactly.
Someone in chat just says Jeff. I like that. Just call him
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna call him Jeff from now on.
So another. I love these guys.
The Maldrith, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, you attack him? What are you
Sorry.
doing?
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. No.
So-
No.
Run away.
Sorry.
Run away.
Apologies. No spoilers. Sorry. There.
He's gonna have chicken tenders for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Oh,
dance time for
shoot.
dessert.
Aw, Jason.
Even God.
Welcome to the
mode.
preview stream. Welcome to the preview stream where the developer dies.
How
I
did
put
you?
that there on
How did you
purpose,
not
just-
put on the no death
Listen.
The
thing?
hint.
The don't
wait.
die.
Can we just
No.
highlight the hint?
Watch your
The
step.
hint
Yep.
that just
Watch
says
your
watch your
step.
step. That's great.
Even
Maybe
yeah,
don't
even-
do that.
Yeah. So
Try
you know
not
what?
doing that
Cold
next time.
Harbor coming to our world. It's changed the landscape.
has, it
not
has.
quite the same as the last time I was here. So we'll let's head down here a little bit. All right. Hey guys, what's up? So yeah.
How often do
so-
you all go through a new zone?
and jump off ledges?
And just kind of jump off ledges. No, like before it goes to PTS, like how often are you in here just kind of running around
Oh my
checking
gosh.
things? Yeah.
Yeah. I've spent more time
So
with Eastern
much.
Solstice than my family.
Yeah. It's a lot. I'll tell you that. Going
Yeah.
through a new zone happens, but we get to see it when it's like block in, right? When you just
Mhm.
barely see the new stuff.
That
And
is
then
beautiful.
As it progresses and as it evolves and as it becomes something newer and bigger and better and stuff like that, we get to see that too. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's one of the best feelings seeing something where it's very plain and basic.
Oh, we have the new
nothing's
Vengeance
there
test
to
too.
this,
22nd through the
right? Running
29th.
around and giant fortresses and visual effects and audio and the art team and just everyone's done
All the
Yeah.
world building.
everything. Yeah, it's very, very cool. We're actually going around a very important area, which again I will not spoil here. Bismuth Grotto. This is just a cool little place. If you want to come hang out somewhere, do a little
Mhm.
RP or whatever you're gonna do, this is the spot. Grotto. Let's see what's there's some other cool areas. Now you always try. Oh, I'm not gonna go across this bridge, and there's a reason for that, and I'll let you all figure that out. I don't want to spoil anything.
All right. Something over
I
there.
will send my dog swimming though. Let's go, Fluffy. Head over here. Well, let's go to the public dungeon.
Oh, I didn't realize you could actually
Camellia?
fast travel now while swimming
Yes.
too.
Let's
I didn't know
talk
that was
about
a thing.
Calavale Gardens. I just have to find it again. You know, when you hide everything so you don't spoil anything. I think this is the right way. Doing this live. Yeah, like we definitely, we wanted to, again, enhance the experience, try to make new things, try to make things exciting. Just lots of callbacks to things. But, the public dungeons are always really, oh, actually, world boss. Swing by there really quick.
Yeah.
All right, let's go look at the third world boss.
How many world bosses are there in total?
3.
Three.
So 3 world bosses on this side and then 3 on the other side.
Yeah.
So.
Try not to
So
attack this
when
one.
Yeah.
when the when players break through the wall, is Solstice and then this new area of Solstice, will it be instanced or will they be able to just kind of like run back and forth?
You'll just be able to run right through it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is all one
There's an
zone.
opening.
Yep. I know this isn't really giving anything away, but I know some people have asked about like, hey, the wall's up, and like the first part of the story references that a lot. And how does that all work if the wall comes down, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of things in place that will make it make sense, and I can go into it a little bit, I think, like I said, without spoiling anything. There's two parts to the wall falling. The event will breach the wall itself, so you have access in and out of it, but the wall doesn't actually come down until you do the main quest. So while you can go back and forth, story-wise, it will all line up, and like I said, it lore-wise, it'll make sense, right? They're not going to say, "Hey, this wall's up here," and you're looking over and like, what wall are you talking about? So yeah, so that's kind of how you're going to experience, and why even if you do the event before the main story, you'll still have access to everything. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's head over here.
Why do you find yourself in the
Our
ocean a lot?
friends that, again,
Why
have
is
not
that?
done anything. I think I am heading to the right way. Oh, I know where I'm going now. Okay. Another one of the cool things too is as you do the content here, very much in vein of the original main story and how you gathered your allies up to kind of make a assault on something. We carry a similar theme here. So the more side stuff you do, including Western and Eastern Solstice, the more reinforcements. I can talk. It's been a long week. You'll have throughout your kind of the final battles and whatnot. So very excited about that. For those who I've seen this in chat a couple times. Oh, let me say hi to these guys. Hey, buddy. Shadow Walkers. That sure sounds familiar. Leave it at that.
The gardens.
Yeah. So here is the public dungeon. This is a really cool spot. Columndale Gardens, where before the plane meld happened, essentially a I guess a botanical garden, you could say, of the Altmer.
Yeah.
And then bad stuff happened, and the worm cult showed up. Magic is afoot.
ESO's Navy.
Now we have to uncover what exactly is
A lot
going
of
on.
cliff jumping and surveys. I mean, that'll do it.
Them are involved in all this. Again, not going to show too much, but just a very, very cool spot of the public dungeon.
Cool.
Yep.
I like that.
Cool. And I know we have a bunch of other stuff to chat about, so I don't want to take up too much time. Finn, is there anything you want to cover?
No, I mean, I think you got it, and I think that we hit on some of the big beats of like, you know, let's pay it forward the experiences that players have had, especially if you've been here from the beginning, or if you've done, you know, the main quest. We wanted to kind of reinforce that this year of like, this is a furthering of that story, and to harken back and to give people some nostalgia for where the game started, and you get to see a lot of the new tricks and tips that we've come up with over the years.
Yep. For people who are asking about the wall event, if you don't own Solstice,
I was just gonna
there will be a way. Yeah. Do you want to cover it, or you want me to?
No, you go ahead, please.
Oh, so yeah, well, a lot of this stuff will be happening on Solstice Island itself. You will still be able to participate.
Vengeance
in a lot
PvP
of
there.
the
You can see
activities,
22nd through the 29th.
Because
there
I
is
believe
stuff. Yeah,
there's
stuff in there's stuff to do in
There's
base
stuff.
zones and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
to kind of contribute
maybe
to it.
even
Yes.
even base delves and stuff like that. Like, we have a lot of stuff that we so rest
you, Jim.
assured, I guess the point that we're trying to make is just that we thought of that, and it was very much front of our mind when we were talking about what this event was going to do, and how do players that don't have Solstice interact with it, and we wanted content for them as well as for the people that have Solstice. So yeah, we hope that people are going to be you know, a bit surprised by how much stuff there is to do, even if you don't have Solstice.
And another question I've been seeing popping up: the wall, correct me if I'm wrong, but the wall does not respawn, right? Like once it's down and broken through, like
It is done.
there you go.
Done.
Yeah.
Like
I have to like
I saw
take
some
off
people
work when I
ask
think
again,
the
just
wall's
to
going to go down, so I
kind
could
of
be
reinforce
there.
and restate. There's 2 parts to the wall. I can pull up numbers. Oh my gosh. There's 2 parts to breaching the wall. There's the actual event, which when that happens, it is for your entire server, where you will open up access to go into the east and west as much as you want. No loading screen, anything like that. The wall as a whole won't actually come down until you do the story content. So if you aren't doing the story content yet and you're kind of doing things in chronological order or whatever, and you just aren't got to it, you can still participate. It'll all make sense.
Yeah, and again, we're talking about doing just kind of like a one-off live stream in the next few weeks where we can give everyone a little bit more detail about Writhing Wall and how this whole event is going to work, because it is something new that we haven't done before. So we want to make sure that everyone has a good understanding and can get in there and enjoy once it goes live next month.
I think it'll all make sense too. And then when you actually engage with this on PTS, I believe we're starting you in phase 3.
On
PTS,
Monday,
so Monday.
Yep.
So we're going to start you in phase 3, which means the Writhing Fortress that Jason jumped to earlier. You're going to be able to take part in that and see what that's all about, and then you're going to be able to have access to Eastern Solstice.
Yep.
So
good times. I'll be there. Not a chicken tender dance time, but I'll be there. I saw someone ask a question about the on live right now, the quest that's active. That was a bug. We didn't mean for it to go live early. So if you got that quest, you can either hold on to it or drop it. That is supposed to go live when the event itself.
Yes, the Writhing Wall goes active October 13th. So in a month and 2 days.
So you're safe to drop it and be active again when the event goes live.
Yeah, and when we're talking about each server, it's so there's a wall event for.
Get wrecked, bro. Get wrecked.
No, run.
Sorry, I was just trying to do a casual stroll.
You guys are the worst.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be each platform and server. So there's the wall event on PCNA, and then a wall event on PCEU, and then Xbox NA, Xbox EU, etc.
Yeah, and I think that to kind of what Gina talked about earlier, and to just reinforce, well, first of all, not everybody has to. It's not that every person has to run through it in order to get the Eastern Solstice. It just has to be done once. Now, everybody can experience the event and the Writhing Fortress and all that other stuff for themselves, but you don't have to in order to get access to Eastern Solstice. But the minute a server group progresses through it, it's going to be open for that server, so they can very much unlock at different times. And actually, I'm interested to see. I think we're taking bets internally on which
who's going to be first.
Yep.
on which realm is going to do it first. I think I think the highest rate was PCEU, so PCNA or Xbox NA. You guys need to step up. Is all I'm saying.
Yep.
I want the long odds are Xbox EU, but you know what? We're gonna try. All right. I want to see you guys try.
Or Xbox EU.
Push for that.
I think my money is on PCEU, even though I play on NA. I think they're gonna pull together. I do.
It's a friendly competition. We'll put it that way.
We need Xbox to win. To show these freaking PC hooligans, they're always like, oh, ESO is so much better on PC. The EU servers are constantly crashing. Crowns and everything is more expensive if you don't play on Xbox. Xbox is the best server. Arguably. You know what I mean?
And Finn, congratulations on your new roles. Thanks for kind of just showing us around this area.
Thank you.
And yeah, don't forget to hop on PTS on Monday, everyone. I'm sure they'll be in there running around.
Absolutely.
My cat's sleeping next to bed to give her a quick pet. Well, not sleeping, relaxing.
For both of you, where would you prefer people post any feedback or bug reports that they come across? On PTS.
The forum threads are usually my go-to.
Yeah,
forum threads are usually my go-to.
Forums.
But, streams are also good.
Oh yeah, Xbox EU is washed. 100%.
You'll see
Xbox NA.
Forums
that's where we're going. Thank you for the Prime sub, Nerdy TT. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching while the drops are active somewhere else. I appreciate you being here. Double appreciated.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you guys again. And sure we'll be seeing a lot more of you.
See ya.
For good or bad. Bye.
Bye.
You know what I do need to do is mute this. There we go. Otherwise, I was just going to keep on hearing game noise. Okay, so we know we teased a little bit about houses. We're not going to really go into houses, like actually walking through it, but we did at least want to show you all a screenshot of each house that is going to be available. Will be on the PTS as well.
Thank you, TT.
Where is it? Here we go. So
That's a
this
nice
is the
house.
First house that is
That in
gonna be
Solstice?
available. These are both Crown Store homes. This is the Druid Spring Conservatory, which looks beautiful. And the other house we have, which is my favorite, we've got the Cradle of the Worm.
That one more
Colossus.
Solstice vibes.
This is in Eastern Solstice. The Conservatory house was in High Isle. This one is in Eastern Solstice.
The other one's in High Isle. This is in Solstice. All right, that checks out.
This one's pretty. Like I could, just kind of chill out here, put in a bunch of plants. But this one is like,
All of those freaking greenhouses that sell in the weekly golden vendor that come like once a year about to skyrocket in value once that High Isle house comes out.
let's touch on in-game events. Jess, do you want to just kind of talk through the dates here?
Yeah, sure. So, as is always the case, the end of the year for ESO, we have a lot of fun in-game events lined up. The first one is the Undaunted event, which is coming on September 18th.
So here are all the in-game events. I'm going to cut them out here because I'll explain it better. Don't worry. We have our in-game Undaunted celebration event starting next week. That's a Juicer Magooser. We already have videos on that, making more videos on that. These other ones, October 13th, that's going to be the Writhing Wall. Late October, around Halloween, that's going to be Witches Festival. That's one of the best ones to participate in if you want to get some of the rare items like Bewitched Sugar Skulls, especially if you need that. Daedric War Celebration is an interesting event. We'll have to see exactly what that focuses on. Waiting to see if they discuss it. New Life is one of the better events too for XP grinding. The Undaunted event is the 18th through the 30th. They're going to talk about PvP now. They didn't talk about the Daedric War event, but I will quickly see what that is.
You also have a slightly new role. It's a lot of the same, but a little bit different. Like, talk to us about being combat and PvP director now.
Yeah, it's mostly a lot of what I've been doing since way back.
Okay, so the Daedric War event happened last in 2022, which I do remember. It included Morrowind, Clockwork City, and Somerset. It had some rewards and spoils. I don't know if it's going to include some of the other zones that also are kind of Daedric infested, like maybe like Blackwood, for example. But last time it was Morrowind, Clockwork City, Somerset. It had some, stuff that went along with it.
For PvP, we're trying to explore more outside of Cyrodiil. I know there's been the bigger focus recently, but we're trying to see what else we can do per patch. Similar to like how last patch we touched on some of the battleground queuing. We still have engineering looking at the battleground queuing as well, but we're trying to dot things in more and more as we possibly can. And so there's a lot more tracking, a lot more meetings, a lot more discussions. But also on the flip side of that, there's a lot more, I would say, like final calls that are going to be on my shoulders now. But, we got a good team working with us. We got full combat team, full PvP team, lots of very extremely talented people on these. And hoping we can give you guys some really cool stuff coming up.
Excellent. Well, congratulations to you as well.
Thanks.
Yeah, it is a lot. I always find it funny when I hear all of you saying like, "Oh, I'm in more meetings." It's like you were already in a lot of meetings before, so I don't know how there's more meetings now. But
Yep.
No, there's so much collaboration between the teams.
Yeah, hot take. I love 8v8 more than 4v4v4. I know that there are some people who love the 4v4v4s, but 8v8 or 8v8v8, not this 4v4v4 nonsense.
I like to draw people's right brains out to make them think about things differently. Sometimes you got to obviously go left brain and be like, okay, logically we got to hit this, and this. But it's a lot of communication. My throat's tired.
But maybe if there's not enough people for an 8v8 that they just queue people into a 4v4v4 because mathematically that is less people. I could see something like that being cool. But yeah, for me, 8v8s are so much better.
Let's start off talking a little bit about update 48 combat changes. Because I know we are going to talk about PvP in just a second. But let's start off with just some combat stuff in 48.
Yeah, for
right.
Yep, for 48 next week. It will be a little light. I think we have a slide that kind of highlights some of the stuff on it.
We do.
But there are more like small fixes that we could possibly do, because again, some of those broader initiatives are a big focus of the team, not just on PvP but on combat too. But there are some things here that are kind of important to call out. Some of this stuff actually was feedback from some of the Vengeance versions of abilities, like Whirlwind and Steel Tornado, getting a bit of an execute, because people were like, "Ooh, this is really fun." And Vengeance, can we have that in the rest of the game?
These are pretty much all fixes except for potions and Whirlwind and Steel Tornado.
Trying to pull in information that people like and pulling that into.
And it fixes the Arcanist's crazy ultimate generation outside of combat.
Still living together more broadly outside of Vengeance. We still have to worry about
nothing crazy in here.
Overtuned in PvE can be affected in PvP inside of like Battlegrounds and Imperial City, as well as standard issue Cyrodiil. But you know, the broader thing that the team is looking at here is sort of like bigger vision, obviously. We know that there has been...
Thank you for the $5. Hey, let me mute them real quick.
Obviously, class identity.
Jake, we didn't get any Juicer Magoosers for update 48. That is true. I do like... I just want to be present, you know, when the actual Xbox server goes through. I want to see all of the crazy, gigantic bosses that they tease there. That's what I really want. But thank you, Timbo Slice. I appreciate you with the $5. But the Juicer, we're waiting for... We can't just toss them... It's like Cattywampus. Can't just drop it willy-nilly. You know, it's got to be deserved Cattywampus or Juicer Magooser, or else it loses its impact.
Is either tanking or support or DPS. So we're going to be circulating some surveys on that stuff, and we'll get some more information about the broader plan on that. But this is sort of the route we're trying to go, trying to get as much information as we can, and trying to work with everybody on this. So it's kind of one of the...
What you missed them say is they're going to take more feedback from players and do continued surveys to make sure that they're still going the right way, which is fair. I think surveys are the way to do it. I know that a lot of people will comment the same things like, oh, bring back 4v4v4s. Every time I've done a poll, 4v4v4s have lost overwhelmingly. So like, but if you were to read the chat, you'd be like, wow, people keep advocating for it. So sometimes you really need to like get as much information from as many individual people as possible. And I don't dislike 4v4v4s. It's like becoming like difficult to say, you know, because it's such a weird thing to say out loud. But I just think that the new game modes are better and the new maps are better, mostly. I do miss some of the old maps, though, admittedly. I think they could bring some of them back.
Everybody can have their menagerie builds, but again, to explain why that cap exists, it's mainly to protect clients and the server from crashing. From like, if everybody went into one zone and everybody had pets, like the maximum amount of pets in combat, that could be problematic. So that's why the cap is there, but we do understand pain points with that. We are working with engineering. We are trying to figure out ways that it can be a little bit more freeing for everybody to use their pets, because we know people like pet builds. It's fun. But there's like a couple, again, quality of life things in here too, like being able to use potions, food, and drinks while you're channeling or casting abilities, adding that in, fixing some of those issues too, where like if you now that everybody's on their mounts going into water, it exposed some other things. So we fixed like clearing out the effects from crouch and invisibility when you're in water.
One of my coworkers says that I talk like an old person because I use words like rascals, hooligans, juicer magoosers, cattywampus, and I was like, I just like to think it's unique. Plus, if something dumb is going on and I need to call somebody an idiot, I call them a dum-dum or a silly goose or a rascal or hooligan, you know, as opposed to being like, you're an idiot, you know, less aggressive, but it gets the point across.
That is true.
The I guess the other thing it wasn't on that is that leaderboards outside of Cyrodiil leaderboards are going to be account based. That's going to be new, and again, that was
thing, yeah.
as a result of subclassing.
Account-based leaderboards is good. I think that's a smart change because I like to play on multiple characters, and there's really no reward for doing that. Except for, and this is not the Cyrodiil one, because obviously you want to get as many characters to Cyrodiil rewards tier 1 as possible. That's not this. This is like the Battlegrounds leaderboard.
Kind of hammered on that. It's also been a bit of a long-standing bugaboo that players have said. It's like, well, how come they can appear on a leaderboard 3 or 4 times? That's not really fair. So it's opening up a little bit more for more people to get on leaderboards too. So it's all part of like the evolution of the game. You know, those of us who have been on MMOs for forever, we know that it's something that evolves over time, and this is part of that evolution, which is really cool, actually.
Yeah. All right, let's get into PvP because I know there's a lot of things that you want to cover here too, both with the upcoming Vengeance test and then even beyond that. So why don't you start with the test at the end of the month? It's in like 2 or 3 weeks, right?
Yeah. It'll be September 22nd through 29th. It'll be all platforms again.
And this is the Vengeance PvP test.
Yes.
Yeah,
correct.
the Vengeance campaign.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm in Vengeance in game right now on one of our servers, so everybody can recognize the green sky. Coming up for this test, again, we're looking more at the overhead of skill lines added. So we're adding Mages Guild, Fighters Guild, and Armor. But the thing about Armor is that when you look at the standard skill lines, it's a bunch of passives and active. So what we did with this is we added a quote Armor line that has all 3 actives. So the light, medium, and heavy are all those abilities are all in one line. We also added the meat bag. It's back. We know that was getting requested. And this is also going to be one of the tests where we're turning on some systems. If we recall from test 1 and 2, a lot of systems were off. And a lot are still going to be off on this test as well. But achievements should be turned on. Titles should be turned on. Mount selection and collectibles that are allowed to be in Cyrodiil. Obviously, things like Memento.
I don't know if I'll have the golden vendor.
You know, outlawed. Those like pets, vanity pets and stuff. They're still outlawed, but whatever collectibles are allowed are turned back on. And that is it for 47.
Slowly adding things back in with each test.
Yeah, and again, we're going to send out surveys after each test. The participation in those surveys.
Somebody said it has low AP gain. I don't know who was getting low amounts of AP during the Vengeance test. I'm pretty sure I came back with like over 500,000 AP on a character, and I was not there for very long. Now, granted, you know, kind of a PvP, you know, genius, but even still, I was like, you get tons of AP from that.
I can get in there and fight. Love having, you know, massive battles, which Cyrodiil is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a massive war zone. So a lot of console players echoed PC player feedback from the first test. So
I also love that a lot of people are like, everybody hates Vengeance. They did a survey that showed like 80% of people enjoyed Vengeance. Just want to point that out. They do surveys. They know the data. It always drives me insane when people try to speak for other people. You could always speak for yourself. You can never take that from you. But why speak for other people? You can't do that.
Yep.
So
we've got 2 lined up, and he's going to talk about the one after the one we just talked about.
Yeah. So again, literally the stuff we just talked about is coming up in a couple weeks. What we're going to show.
Damn it, Alex! What did I just say? I'm kidding.
game now.
Yes.
So obviously sky's still green. It's going to be green as long as we're doing these tests to really hard signify that we are still in test mode. But this is going to be something that everybody's going to be noticing right away when you load in. Some of the feedback that we got from obviously test number 1 was a desire for more build variety, more ways to customize your character. And part of the problem with that is a lot of the things that people have that they use to customize their character, their combat experience, item sets, all the skill line options with morphs and passives, CP.
It will be separate. Once it's released, it will be separate. It's not meant to replace any sort of permanent game modes.
There is lag, so we had to find an alternate scenario to cut down on the math, but still try to give you some of this build variety out there. So when you get in, there's going to be 2 new systems in 48 that we're introducing. One is called loadouts, others is called perks. So when you get in, obviously this is tutorial territory. It's showing you that a loadout is basically a different suite of stats for your character. Soldier, which is our default, aka the stats that everybody's been used to from, I have Emperorship. Sorry, I don't have Emperorship.
Yeah, but the problem is that if 80% of people enjoy it that are PvE players, then they might go and actually contribute into it. And then everybody else, if they don't like it, could just go to Grey Host. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, you're not going to make both groups of people happy. So that's why 2 separate things are going to happen.
Around. But this also echoes a lot of feedback we had from players.
Problem is during testing, they're going to shut down the other, Cyrodiil instances that everybody goes and contributes to the big fights. I like both Cyrodiil and Grey Host. I think they have their own necessities. Because in one, I feel like when you kill somebody in Grey Host, sometimes it just feels like you have the more meta build, or, sometimes just like, I felt like I've earned this less as much. When you kill somebody in Vengeance, you're like, we're on equal footing. Killing multiple people feels really good. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else, but it feels more deserved when I killed people in Vengeance. But I also used the Scummy Nightblade build, so who knows?
The flip side of this is perks. So perks are passives that you can get that are lightweight on the server. They're pretty much, as we call them, hard-coded, where like we make an ability and then we hand it over to our engineers and they're like, okay, we can code it so it is not intensive. They come in 3 colors, red, yellow, and blue, and you can just drag and change them as you go. These are all going to be on PTS next week. So we're going to have Vengeance up and running on PTS for the first 2 weeks. The first week is just going to be a lot of, just toy around, check stuff out.
I wouldn't mind the perk system coming to all PvP. I think it's a cool concept to have an additional thing to change and edit.
Things on and off as we need to, in case when we're in the 48 test in December. If we find that like something's causing some lag issues, we could be like, okay, shut that system off or shut that system off. It may entail shutting off these systems. It may entail shutting off loadouts and perks. But we're going to see and get the stuff out there. But right now, it's about 15 perks per color to give a bunch of different variety. Perks you can change while you're in your home locations. But abilities, you can obviously swap that out as you're roaming around the wilds. You don't need to worry about being back in your home location for that. So that's perks, obviously, and the tutorials are.
They're really complaining that PvP is too convoluted in this system, but you're picking 3 perks, and you have like no sets to pick from or nothing else really to do. Like, simmer down there, Seabiscuit. I think that picking perks is not too complicated. They're basically turning Vengeance into its own game mode of Cyrodiil, where you can kind of have like a hero shooter.
The work.
I do think they could use Battle Spirit more too to change some of the ongoing issues. I think that would also be fine.
On my stuff, because these Vengeance items were initially mixed in, and it was like kind of confusing. So we added a new tab and kind of filtered everything out. Obviously, you can see also that in 48, scatter shots back. And these right now have a cost, but sorry, they have a gold value, but they're eventually going to be just 0 cost. You can see obviously the recall stones are in as well for 48. So we've been listening.
You also could do like hard and soft caps like they used to. I think that they still exist. They're just almost impossible to reach, but there used to be hard and soft caps for different resources.
Their quests, and now you can get your quests. So pretty much everything is back on in 48. And we're just going to be testing. Yeah. And that's in December. That's going to be December 3rd through the 8th is just going to be Vengeance. But on the back half of that, from the 8th through the 15th on PC and 17th on consoles, we're going to have Greyhost open with it.
I know a lot of people have been asking for that. Yeah, just to kind of give it a try.
Yep. So we're going to be looking at feedback, and you know, I can't help but not pet my dog. Sorry. And 48, I think that wraps up everything for 40. Ignore the errors. You're not going to see that stuff on your screen. That's dev visibility only. But yeah, vendors are back on. Quests are back on. Leaderboards.
The vendors are back.
We're trying to get as much back in there as we can to make sure we can test.
The PvP meta is literally just Dawnbreaker and Beetles. Like, let's not pretend that we're doing anything like super crazy here. How's it going, Super Slant? Thank you for the Prime for 3 months in a row. Thank you.
We're going to be testing something else that a lot of players have been asking about, which is, this is going to be in.
I don't even know why people build PvP builds. Just use Dawnbreaker and then Beetles. Then you just win. That's it.
This type of stuff to Jess and Gina, they were like, you have to think 6 months to a year out all the time. I'm like, yep, and 3 months back almost all the time too. It's crazy. But yeah, 49, we're going to be testing damage output versus healing output. We know that's been another question of players.
Yes, healing output, by the way, is an actual concern.
We're going to be looking at upping the cap
from real PvPers.
Damage abilities. But, you know, we're going to be paying close attention, obviously, to performance. And if we see that that causes some issues, we have server settings where we can dial that back, possibly finding another number other than the cap of 3. But if that doesn't result in, you know, decent, okay performance while having damage outpace healing, we'll look at other things, like either making damage abilities cost less or making damage hit harder. But we are aware that in Vengeance, with the way things are set up right now, a lot of the feedback has been, well, it's kind of a numbers game, and if you're even numbers, it just kind of sits there stalemated until other numbers come along and help. So that's going to be part of the 49
healing and damage.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, this is really cool. So you have the next 3 steps planned out, even into next year. That's great.
Yep. And this is all accessible, you know, in the campaigns panel overview. There's a new section here of Vengeance, loadouts and perks. And the kind of theme with this is like, you know, Soldier, they're well-rounded. Vanguard, they're more frontline fighter. Battle Medic, support. Scout can be kind of seen as several things. That can either be seen as somebody to literally run around and scout and report back information a little bit better, but obviously
here are the first
sort of like
I don't have it pulled up. 1 second.
Vibe when people pick Scout.
Sorry, Opera GX. Opera GX. Here are the results of the first Vengeance campaign. So a lot of people are like, oh, nobody had fun.
And just go, which is one of the other positive feedback.
What's 8 plus 9?
They're like,
17% either had little fun or no fun.
A lot of people have been asking.
Oh,
this came up in.
I don't mind when people are like, oh, you know, this is how I feel. Why does everybody always feel like, oh?
Always been to
everybody. This is how everybody feels. It's like, no, that's what these are for. That's why they do surveys and collect data. You may not know this, chat, but I studied sociology in high school, in college. It is one of my degrees, and it drives me insane when people are like, well, this is what the data is. I'm like, no, it's not. Look at the data. It's different. If you feel a certain way or you think something could be better, you should always advocate for that, right? but data is data. That's just how data works.
I did get in some of that stuff. It's a lot, I know. But the gang's been putting in work. Yep.
You know it. You're
Yep.
sitting at
They've
a
been putting in
freaking.
a lot of work. But this is not just what the PvP team's only working on. We have other stuff for 49.
I would like to see a water damage class. I don't know how they would do it because there's not really been like water stuff.
You all have definitely
Like an avatar ban or like avatar ban, avatar ang, you know, type build, you know.
who is streaming right now so we can raid, and I didn't realize it wasn't muted, so that was my mistake. Yeah, so everything that Wheeler showed in game, this is going to be on PTS, but this new UI and the loadout and the perks and everything, that's not until the December test. That's not going to be in the September test, correct?
Yeah, this stuff is not going to be in September. This stuff will be on PTS Monday, and PTS is going to have Vengeance up for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then in December, this stuff will be in the playtest publicly.
Okay.
Out on live, not publicly, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Hey, one other thing. I know the stuck in combat bug, that's kind of just, it's been a thing for a while, right? And I think you were saying that during Vengeance, a lot of folks
Paid surveys
isn't nearly as bad, or almost
yes,
isn't even
people
there.
are paid to take the survey. That's what it is. Paid protesters.
And that's not to say that
I actually went and hired a bunch of people to stand outside Zossa Studios to give non-combat pets a purpose. Hear me out, Wizard 101 style non-combat pets where they actually do things.
But we didn't.
I think it'll work.
Like, it was a lot of back end logic, and we were like, the only place we can really test this is the live environment, similar to what we've said in the past, where the only place we can actually get Cyrodiil's performance to do what it does that players report is the live environment. So we have seen a little bit of improvement with that, with like the standard campaigns, but obviously we're still gonna be looking into that stuff. But in Vengeance, it's again also tied to the fact that abilities are simplified. There's less lingering effects on people. The area checks are smaller. It's
I also love
tied
that
to
my
smaller
YouTube
and
signed me
smaller
out.
calculations going through the server.
Thanks,
Therefore,
YouTube.
Smaller and smaller, or fewer, I guess, opportunities for the server to get stuck on something and report. No, you're still in combat. When you actually, you're not. You're just trying to get from point A to point B.
Goons, am I right?
But we're still looking at it, obviously.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hopefully this isn't how I find
will
out
say
that I've been
I see a
hacked
lot of
by a
people
crypto
asking about
scammer who's just
quality
running
stuff.
like free Bitcoin giveaways on my account.
Aside from
All right, let me
some
sign
what we
back
talked
in.
about
That's
here,
good.
It honestly is a little bit lighter than some of the previous updates. The team has been really focused on.
One of my greatest fears is my YouTube channel will get hacked and it will start like doing those stupid ass like crypto giveaway streams. Oh,
That are in progress that we're excited to get into once we start talking about everything coming next year. So remember, we were saying at the beginning of this year, it's kind of a transition period for us, and this is kind of heading towards the end of that transition and moving into things that are going to be happening next year. So
hang on, I gotta sign a pass key.
I wanted to address that because I did see a lot of people asking.
Yeah, and part of that is,
I gotta use my
the long-term
freaking
plan
phone.
that we're trying to get shared with everybody. And
Thank
that's
you,
part of this new
YouTube. Please,
direction,
please
too.
don't let me get hacked.
Should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to
Bye,
seeing the
rascals.
results of those surveys when they come in too.
Yeah.
Not just for Vengeance, but for combat.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that brings us towards the end. I am looking for somebody to raid. I kind of would like to give some love to somebody who hasn't been raided before, actually. I think I have my eye on somebody here.
All right, we are officially back in, chat.
I think we're good. Again, I think the next stream we're going to be talking about Writhing Wall and just giving some more details.
I'll give us a recap here at the end of the
We'll let
stream
you
when
all
everyone
know
comes
when
back.
That's going to be probably towards the end of this month, maybe even beginning of October, but we'll let you all know as soon as we have a date locked in. But otherwise, PTS on Monday, everything that you saw here with Jason and Finn when they were running around, that'll be available.
Hang on, we'll hold
Phase 3 of
hold
Riding
everyone's
Wall will be
thoughts.
available on PTS,
We'll wait for everyone to
along
get
with,
here.
Testing some stuff for upcoming Vengeance tests, so we definitely hope you'll
Hold.
hop in and give us some feedback.
I mean, obviously you can share it now too. I'm kind of teasing,
Otherwise,
but
Happy
Just for
Thursday.
PC and console too.
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I got signed out on Twitch. Oh my god.
Will be back on. Jess, I think
My Twitch login.
I remember
Chat, what's my
Tell
login
me if I'm wrong.
for Twitch?
When we turn Guild
Not
History
that.
back on, it'll
You guys ever have so
include
many
all the
logins that
history
you just
from
kind
when
of
it's been
forget,
off,
like,
right?
Yes.
what are all of
Yep.
they?
We
You know?
confirmed that with
What is my
them too.
login? You know?
The
Who
day that
knows?
we turned it
I
off.
sometimes
Everything
don't know.
is getting logged still on the back end. It's just not visible
Yeah. Okay,
to
good.
players. What we ended up turning off was basically calls to the history that is being logged. So it's still there. They're just the calls from server, the client, to that history to show up in the guild.
I gotta
history
use
is
the
not turned
authenticator
off.
app to sign back in. Chat, this
So
is just
nothing's
too
lost.
much.
Good to know. All right. Well, big thank you to Whaler, and again, congratulations on your new role. And
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you all
for
so
the
much.
All right, we are now back in on Twitch. I can now see my
thanks
Twitch
everybody in
stuff
chat for
as it
hanging out
happens.
today, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. And I think,
Be in our PTS next week.
yeah, I am gonna raid. I'll give her a heads up because it's about to happen. We're gonna raid Tamer's Shadow. I don't think we've ever been able to raid her before, so I'm gonna take advantage while she's online. Hopefully she stays online and isn't about to lock off. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I saw her in chat. She's like, oh no, yeah, it's coming. So get ready. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Sal.
I don't want to get rated by Bethesda because I have to leave in like 10 minutes to go be a productive boy. And every time if I do get rated, then I'd feel obligated, you know, to keep streaming. Like the one time I got rated by Bethesda, literally within like 30 minutes, I had to be like, all right, well, you know, thanks for coming by, everybody. So we're gonna go somewhere else now. All right, where are we at? We're slowly gaining back all the people who abandoned us to go get a Twitch drop. No, I'm kidding. All right, so the big things is that the event starts as October 13th for the Writhing Wall. As it happens, then we'll be able to go into the eastern part of Solstice. I had to do it in my head. It's not an F, don't worry. They'll come back. I'm just kidding. We only have about 10-ish minutes for me to do a recap anyway. So, Writhing Wall. Get rated by Bethesda and stay for 10 hours. I cannot do that. I have obligations I have to do, but thank you for the $5, Timbo. I unfortunately cannot do that. October 13th, Writhing Wall starts. It is server based. So Xbox NA is going to be separated from... Let me turn our music back on. Oh, that's going to be too loud. Woo! All right. So it's going to be October 13th, Writhing Wall. Whatever server gets through, they then get access to the rest of the game, essentially. Which that's kind of cool. There's going to be big bosses. We saw some of the big old bosses there. Love to see some big juicy bosses. The one of them reminded me of the one that drops the Kjolnir's Math. I forget which one. Is that March of Sacrifice? I can never remember. Which one has the big skeleton guy at the end? I can't remember. Welcome back. Double Trouble. Unhallowed Grave. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, I know it's like something to do with sacrifices or graves. It's one of those ones. It's got the big juicy skeleton. We saw something that looked very similar to that I'm very excited to see, because as we break through these different phases, we're going to be able to actually see different things, and we're going to be able to fight big bosses, which is what I wanted. When they told me about the Writhing Wall event, I wanted it to be like, if they're going to put like dozens of us in these zones and instances, I wanted it to be like, you know, billion health, you know, something crazy. I mean, obviously with my luck, I'll probably get, you know, stuck with a bunch of Brandons who have no thumbs, and I'm just like, please, Brandons, kill the boss, please, you know. I don't know how bad it'll be. We'll see. I just, you know what I really want? I don't want PC to win, because you know PC is always like, oh, ESO is so good on PC. We have add-ons. Well, now you don't have just add-ons anymore, buckaroo. And ESO is cheaper on Xbox, because we have the Game Pass. So Game Pass makes ESO cheaper on Xbox. And also, even though I'm not a huge PlayStation fan, ESO is better on PlayStation. Just throwing it out there, just to be that guy. PC, you stink. I hope that PC loses, because how it'll be is each server progress is tracked based on who breaks through the wall first and then gets to the other side and then accesses all of that goodness. We didn't really get to see the sets or rewards. That's going to be interesting. Also, we did learn that the rewards and there's actually multiple quest outcomes for the zone, which is interesting. So never had an ESO zone with multiple endings. So that will be a thing that exists. Have a zone that has multiple endings, kind of similar to other Bethesda games, unironically. We also learned that we're going to have some upcoming events, most of which we knew about. We knew about the Vengeance Test. We know about the Undaunted Celebration. We're having a Daedric War event. I don't know. Sorry for all the PC hate. PC players are always just like, oh, our server is the greatest. We just have hyperinflation. We have super expensive items, but we play on PC. And I'm over here like, I have super cheap crowns to gold. I can buy any DLC I want. Guild traders are not unaffordable, and dues are not unaffordable. So, and my crowns are 10% off because I play on Xbox. So take it, PC. I play on Xbox, the greatest console ever. So hopefully Xbox NA wins, because that would be funny. It also is interesting. So the developers have placed the bets between PC NA, PC EU, and Xbox NA. So I'm curious as to, somebody's got faith in Xbox NA, because people put bets on it. Apparently the least betted on server was Xbox EU, which unfortunately it makes sense. Double Trouble 1968, thank you for the follow. So we know about that. We have some events. We talked about the Undaunted Vengeance Test. We're going to have the Daedric War event, which last time occurred in Somerset, Clockwork City, and Vardenfell. I don't know if it's also going to include the new Daedric zones like Blackwood, Fargrave. I don't know that. I don't think it's going to be super consequential to anyone's gameplay, so you don't really need to like worry about it per se. We also learned that Vengeance testing is back and they're experimenting with new things. Thank you for catching me, pretty little head. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you. So we knew about that. We know about that. So Vengeance is also going to have perks now, which is interesting because I'm wondering if the future, because everyone's like, what is Vengeance actually going to be? I think Vengeance PvP is going to be like a separate hero shooter. So ZOS has experimented with different ways to make Cyrodiil more accessible to more players. They tried the no proc campaign. They tried no CP campaigns. Those don't seem to have stuck very well. So it seems like what they're going for is kind of like, well, here's your loadout and here's your perks. Just pick between some perks. You don't have to grind any sets. You don't have to go out and get anything. It's all here. And I think that's the version that they're kind of leaning towards, kind of like the hero shooter version of Cyrodiil, which I think is actually a really cool concept. A lot of people disagreed in the chat. People were saying, I was throwing out all sorts of incorrect statistics, which always drives me insane. Multiple pass, BDP, thank you. Or BDB, thank you. It's not going into Cyrodiil and always that's also true. Yes, the golden vendor will return. I do miss the weeks where they had the double golden vendor, because that was always kind of cracked, because it was like guaranteed to be something good, especially because there was like a bajillion monster sets. And monster sets are really the reason that people go to the golden inside of Cyrodiil. Yes, it is convenient and nice to be able to have the other items, but no, it's just not worth it. Unless there's like a really good dungeon ring or necklace, it's just never really worth it to get those. What else did we learn? Did I miss anything? Oh, experimenting with multiple quest endings, not just the main storyline. Different quest rewards potentially could be given because of it. I'm curious to see what they do with that system. I think that's pretty much everything. There was some combat bug fixes. We obviously don't have the PTS notes, so there could be changes to sets, classes, and other major additions. But generally, those aren't. So this is how ZOS does their updates. It's not until the Wednesday before an event or like a patch notes, like, you know, for example, we'll have patch week 1 on Monday. Anything that's not decided by Wednesday is not going to be at least until 1+1 patch notes away. So we'll have patch note 1 next Monday, and then we'll have patch notes 2 the following Monday. But any major additions, corrections, deletions, or community feedback is usually not until patch note 3 and not until patch note 2. Just so people understand how the patch notes work, because people are always like, patch notes 1 and 2 are usually goofy or silly. They usually are. So that's a bit unfortunate. But it does seem like they're going to be addressing some bugs and some issues, combat bugs, issues with certain mythics, like my new favorite mythic of all time, Monomyth. I can't believe I ever said that it was. At one point I said that the Monomyth was like the second or third best mythic, and people flamed me for it. And now I know it is the best PvP mythic. Thank you, Blaze, for the follow. Be nice if you could fix your character sheets per toon instead of having everything your main has done, like boss delves, etc. Yeah, but it's, I mean, if they're gonna go the route too of saying, you know, like, hey, you know, every, what was I? Oh, you know, like there's gonna be differences like in quest rewards and stuff. You're gonna probably want to do things like that. To be fair, yeah, they didn't say much on different things like that. They just kind of said like, hey, you know, we're gonna fix some of these things. Which, to be fair, the Vengeance test did fix the combat bug, which was nice. So clearly, they must have been able to work to identify it somewhere. But that is kind of all I can think of. Does anyone have any questions before I go back and become a productive person again? I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to stay longer on this stream, but it's just kind of how it goes. We are still working and doing build videos, but I am not going to make a build video just to make it. If I make a build video, I genuinely think it's good. I have done so much experimentation on this character specifically for the bow build that you would probably blush. I have golded out probably 8 sets just to see if I think that it's better than what I'm currently running or you know, previously had changed. I do not plan to ever release a build video that is half baked or even 75, 80, 90% baked. So I just want to point that out there, because a lot of people have been asking like, hey Jake, like what are the status of the builds? I'm still working on them, but you're not going to see me release things that I don't like. Like when I made the Green Goblin build, like you could take that to the bank. You'll still see me running this inside of Battlegrounds, Cyrodiil. I stand by it being fantastic. And I will continually run it unless it gets nerfed, tweaked, changed, or something along those lines. And that's going to be the standard that I do for all builds. So that's the current plan. Yeah, going back to work is never fun. So I just wanted to give a quick update on that. If you guys have any questions or thoughts about that, let me know. We're still working on the bomber build, which really the bomber build actually is good. It just needs more clips. I just don't have a whole lot of time to play at the moment because I'm renovating my basement to be my YouTube studio. So I'm like hanging drywall where you actually put wood up. We actually built the frame. We're going and buying paint and primer, and there's just so much that goes along with that. So the actual bomber build is done. It just needs more clips to go. You obviously need the hype montage when you're opening it up. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just do a cold open to a bomber build. Like, hey guys, here's the build. Okay, well, just use this. All right, thanks. Bye. Jake versus Cujo. That'd be difficult because we play on different servers. I'm not really the bomber build type, not the play style that I genuinely usually go for. But that is kind of what I was, I enjoy it though. That's where everything is. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comments below. If you want to watch the video I did earlier about why tomatoes or tomato soup is worth like millions of gold, feel free to watch that. That was a really unique concept that I was really happy to see because I was interested in talking about that. And it gave me the perfect avenue to talk about it, was the Reddit post. So thank you guys so much again for watching. Too many toes. That is true. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. We'll see what the patch notes hold, because I would like to see, yes, tomato soup that's worth millions. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind bombing. It is fun to see it go off, right? In the same way that like my brawler build is really fun. Like once you get like a vicious death proc that kills everybody, I just prefer the brawler build that's a little bit more like in your face and a little bit more like, aggressive versus the like stealth nature of bombing and then the patience and things that kind of go along with it, I guess. Obviously you can make a bomber that can, kill people without just relying on, that other stuff, or like, a large group of people. But I don't know. Even with bombing, I think I still enjoy the other playstyle better. But I don't know. It's the same with like being a Nightblade archer. It's satisfying to like kill people out of stealth. Like immediately come out of stealth, one shot somebody, go back into stealth. Like that is satisfying. But it's not satisfying in a way to me that would be my new main playstyle. That's kind of where I'm at with it, unfortunately. But I do like it, and I'm still experimenting with mainly the stealth archer, because it's kind of like a poison execute archer. Because I have found in my testing that I have gotten a lot of success with doing like a big poison build. Because what'll happen is you're sniping somebody, they'll either go into stealth, block line of sight, try to break you, stun you, whatever, so that they give time to heal. But because you put so many poisons and executes and dots on them, essentially they're dead regardless, because they've, instead of healing or cleansing, they decided to make a misplay. So I kind of like it. I just don't know if I think it's the best version of it, but we'll see. Still doing testing. We're still getting game clips with it. So I will catch you guys later. Going back to work here for a little while. If you guys have any idea, suggestions, my Discord's always open. If you type Discord, it should actually pop up. Let me see if it still does it. It'll probably be like expired link. Just won't pop up at all. That's fantastic. All right, did it come up? It came up on Twitch. Thank you, Twitch. YouTube, what are you doing, YouTube? Hang on, let me go get. I'm not wearing khakis right now. I'm so sorry. I'm wearing shorts. It was hot this morning, so I'm wearing shorts. I'm trying to get my Discord link here, and Discord's doing that thing where it's like update 1 of 6, and then it just like, I freaking hate Discord. Hang on, actually I could probably do it on my phone faster. Oh, let me do it for my phone like a freaking weenie, even though I'm literally here on a computer. That's why people are like, PC's the master race, buddy. PC ain't the master of nothing. Can't even load up Discord in a timely fashion, and I have 2 gigs of internet speed. I have 2 gigs. There should be I should see in the future with the amount of internet that I pay for to be a streamer. The next stream will likely be whenever drops are back. We're going to be doing an interesting challenge where we beat ESO without attacking. That will be the next major ESO stream that we do. We're going to try to do some more challenge type stuff. It's just difficult right now because my schedule, I'm working double to try to afford the basement renovations. Still testing out a lot of the PvP builds, which I could do on stream. And then just scripting and doing the other videos as well. So it's just a lot to do. Even right now, I'm kind of multitasking. So thank you guys so much again for watching. I love all of you. You guys are fantastic. I don't know why the music stopped. Sorry, I didn't mean to end on a low note. But turn the music up. You a Mandalorian? I am not. I just really thought these helmets were cool for a background. But I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic Thursday, everybody. If it's your payday today or tomorrow like mine is, enjoy it. Enjoy eating the nice food for a week until you go broke again. I'll catch you later. That's how it feels. Go back to the I'll go be back eating ice soup in a week.